I mean, it's acting on the scientific method and embodying those principles day in and day out. And you get new data, you get new information, you change, right? As a health professional, if you're listening to this, you don't necessarily use the same strategies that you did with the client 10 years ago, because information and scientific data has come out in light of educating you and changing your direction, right? And I think it's so pertinent as a manufacturer that you're always looking at new quality systems and new ways of testing and new data points that you can collect, so that you can develop and strategize, so that you are improving on existing formulas even more than they were before, right? It's all about growth, I think, in this industry, and we're just trying to make the best iteration and the best version of our product possible. So we're never satisfied, right, Nick?
Nope. Go ahead. Well, in terms of this, I just wanted to mention, why we keep always talking about quality is really the top observation, or the top 483, if you will, which is kind of think of it as a ticket of not doing the correct thing per the regulations or what's required, has always been production and process controls. That's E. That's the red 34% in this graph right here. And that is always usually the #1 violation, and that contains testing specifications. Either they don't set up a spec to say what needs to be tested to ensure that it has the components evaluated for identity, purity, strength, and composition, and a lack of contaminants, or they're just not testing at all, period. They just don't do the testing. Or they do a lot of tests that really are not fit for purpose, don't make sense. So this has been the same way since the beginning of GMPs. It doesn't change at all each year, literally over and over again. Yeah, it's a small sample size of the amount of people that are looking at, but while we keep harping on, you got to do the right testing, you need to make sure you do the proper testing, go above and beyond, because a lot of companies are not even doing testing or not even knowing they need to. So we just need to make the industry aware of that problem.
I mean, this is really a flag in the sand moment, or a line in the sand, I guess, with Premier, in terms of, we are requiring that we test. I mean, we're going beyond what the FDA is saying to test for, right? And we'll be getting into some of these tests here and some of these case studies here shortly. But, I think this really feeds into our next slide, which is the PRL mission statement, right? And going above and beyond this industry and creating a healthier community by connecting customers with pristine state nutritional support. I mean, without doing the testing, without having the quality systems, without doing the investigations, we can't, I wouldn't have any confidence in relaying this mission statement. And I think if your company that you're working with isn't able to demonstrate the tests and speak to the data and speak to what methods they're performing, I think there's a big cause for concern, in my opinion. Fair enough. All right. And, Nick, would you like to highlight, I could go on in regards to how these two certificates speak volumes to that mission statement, but.
Yeah, third-party cGMP certifications are not required, actually. It really what separates what the good companies from the great companies by having these certifications. And we went above and beyond and got 2 of them. Not only USP, that goes above and beyond 21 CFR 111, but NSF. And we're very proud of these. And I'm very proud to also mention that this last NSF audit, which we added on there, kind of what our findings were. And literally, if you look, it's 0, 0, 0, and an A. Doesn't get better than that, honestly. We have a great team with Kevin and the rest of quality, all 30 plus, that really make this happen. That's not just them, also it's all manufacturing, everything it's quality within our system rather than just a quality department. So amazing job to the team, what they've done, and kind of just speaks volumes, I think, of what our standards are for our product and our processes.
And one of the things that can happen is you can build yourself into your own little echo chamber. We know that we're doing things right. We know that we are doing the best that we can see that we need to do. But there's a certain point where maybe you say, you know what, I'm doing so good, I don't need to do anything different. This is nice, bringing in not only third-party auditors, but these are probably the two most stringent third-party auditors in the world. And bringing in someone who has an extremely high requirement to get their certification, bringing them in to confirm whether we are or are not, and then reacting to, Will, like you said, the scientific method. Show me something new, show me what I'm not doing, let me correct, let me do that. So we have extreme confidence in our system because we have had it validated from outside.
Yeah, I guess for all the health practitioners that aren't familiar with cGMP and third-party certifications, this, in my opinion, in regards to a scientific study, would be the review. I guess you put your study out into a journal, and then people submit feedback on the article, and they essentially find where it may have gone awry, right? And so I think anybody here at Premier would say, hey, come, we're not just saying it, come see for yourself, in regards to our quality systems, which is a testament. I mean, we stand by it because we don't have anything to hide. We want everybody, I mean, come for a tour if you're listening. Just schedule that appropriately. Well, I think as we, just for people to kind of visualize our quality system and really, the PRL quality system flow, Nick, do you kind of want to walk people through the journey to the end product in terms of, where we're testing and how, and maybe in some situations?
I'll let Kevin go over it. He's more on the ground, in the trenches, if you will. Go ahead, Kevin.
Sure. The entire thing starts off with auditing our product supplier. We do a combination of what we refer to as a desk audit, looking at reports they have, looking at investigations that happen with that company, FDA audits, anything that goes on. Are they on a watch list for various ingredients or problems? And then also a physical audit, going out and seeing what they're doing. We just have one of our people. This is another reason why we have such a big staff. We have a guy that just went out for a multi-day audit with one of our suppliers, make sure that they were doing what they're supposed to do, not just what they say they're doing, but going in and actually seeing the facility to confirm that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.